Ebony Otaku and
husband.
Husband. We're both well-rounded nerds. First of all, no one's here yet, but there will be, huh?
You're well-rounded. I'm rounded.
Richard.
Yes, love.
I love you so much. But first of all, wait for people to get in here. We've actually done pretty good on people joining the live, so I will give it a couple of seconds. We can entertain the people with a dance. Okay, we can't. We don't. We only. We don't have enough room in this hotel room to swing.
Bad things would happen if we tried to swing in this.
Yeah, it's also called the American Hustle. Is it a
four-step hustle?
Four-step hustle. It's actually quite fun. So if you're looking for a good exercise partner dance, that would be the one. Anywho, let's not delay because we're trying to go to bed. We got to fly out tomorrow. So people will get in as they get in. So closing out thoughts on our first ADEPTICON. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was a ton of fun.
It was a ton of fun. It was so much fun that there's a couple of things we're going to do different next year. We'll get to the big one at the end. Yeah, because you know we'll build up like we did.
That was Chris's fault.
That is Chris. Chris, this one's your fault. But I've got a lot of friends who are driving back because they were booth holders and hosters of events. So safe travels to everyone who had to drive. From where we live, the drive is what, 12 hours?
That's how long it took them. I think the Google said 10, but I'm assuming with stops it turned into 12.
Yeah, I mean you got to stop and let it have a bio once in a while. And I guess you're allowed to eat. So yeah, it's about 10 to 12 hour drive. You know, depending on how fast you go. So so safe travels to everybody who is driving out. Apparently in our part of the country, my mom in love just texted us and was like, hey, there's storms moving in. Are you also flying tomorrow? And we were like, well, airports do what airports do. So we'll just trust in the safety and wisdom of flying. But everybody who came, awesome. It was so great meeting so many people. I have a lot of comments to get to. I haven't had time because we have been going. We are newbies to ADEPTICON. So perspective of people who are new to this whole thing. Next year we won't be new, so we only get to have our newbie impression one time. We did a little bit more swag shopping yesterday and today because there were things that are honestly going to be difficult to get if we hadn't got them here. And then a couple of fortunate things happened. So let's talk about ADEPTICON thoughts first. So a couple of things that really impacted me was I mentioned a couple of days ago that people made me feel really welcome as a new player. And I always try to be friendly to everyone. And everyone that I got to meet who came up and was like, aren't you? And I was like, sure am. I didn't know that I mattered. Hey, Dream. Didn't know, but apparently do. Hey, Carly. So that was really cool to get to meet people and say hi and have hugs. Awesome. Tired AF. But it's a good tired. Is it a good tired?
It's a good tired.
It's a good tired.
Next year we're going to try to be a little bit less tired.
We're going to try to be less tired next year. We this because this was our first one. But I talked to the guys that ran the games that I play. So 30K and Aeronautica. I don't play, what's the other Aeronautica game? The Blood Red Skies.
That's not Aeronautica.
That's not Aeronautica. See, I don't play that game. So Blood Red Skies, the same guy runs the Aeronautica and Blood Red Skies. Shout out to Doug and Lead Pursuit. But I talked to him this morning and asked, hey, next year for Aeronut, I gotta quit calling it that. I just rename stuff. Hey, Abby Yora, sorry. Whew, sorry, she's tired. You gotta forgive her. If I could run a table for beginners in Aeronautica next year. And he said, yeah, absolutely. I love the Aeronautica group because they are always super welcoming. Lead Pursuit just wants people to play the game. And we had a really cool experience. There was a gentleman there who had driven in from Chicago. And apparently, 4:40 a.m., go to bed. Why are you up? That's not a time That's against my religion. I don't know what part, but that's the book of Oh No, chapter what? Yeah, we ain't up that late. But there was a gentleman that both of us got to play in Aeronautica. He was super
Mike?
nice. Yeah, Mike. Hey, Mike, if you happen to be here, and valid. Insomnia is real. But he only gets to play Aeronautica
When he comes to Adepticon.
when he comes to
That's
Adepticon.
very sad.
He doesn't have a gaming community near him to play with. Oh, it is what, 8:30?
Yeah, let me check.
I think 8:30 p.m.
8:40.
8:40 p.m. I'm real good with time. But he doesn't have anyone to game with. So because of that, he really wanted to play as many games as possible. So we did our narrative mission. Then he played my Eldar. So I did my Necrons in the narrative mission. Then I did a one-on-one with him with my Eldar, which I hadn't used my new planes. Turns out they're really powerful. So we each brought 6 and 6. And then he played him. It was all
300 points of orcs versus Imperials.
300 points.
The whole board was just a line of airplanes.
Do you know how long 300 points of Aeronautica takes? But he was happy. And that's the kind of experience that we want to help. So people gave us a great experience. We were able to help others have a good experience. And in the 30K world, I felt so welcome. I felt like, this is a cool group of people. I'm looking forward to seeing some folks next year. There's a couple other cons I think we're going to go to and game at. We're going to go with the Lead Pursuit group to, was it NashCon?
NashCon.
Probably NashCon, because it's not super far from us. So that'll be fun. But I did ask, and this one's not confirmed yet, so this is a maybe, not a definite, if I could run a 30K beginners game next year at Adepticon with our accountability buddies. So, greeting. So, yeah. So, I'm really, really looking forward to helping other people get to game and feel welcome. We won't mention the unfortunate one because it doesn't matter how good your crowd is. There's one in every crowd. And me and the one other female player encountered that one, but he's been spoken to from what I understand. We'll leave it there. But I'd like to create that welcoming environment. But we do have a few parting gifts we walked away with and something cool that we're going to get to do as a result. So we're going to get to his ridiculousness in just a second. Let my ridiculousness first. So we start.
That one box is more ridiculous than my whole pile.
Is it though? I really feel like.
Okay, my pile might be more ridiculous. It was cheaper though.
Yeah. You want advice to fall asleep fast? Well, it's different for everybody. I like to exercise later in the day, and that makes me tired enough to sleep. But if you watch something super familiar that you've seen 8 million times and can turn your brain off, zone out. Can't be something new to engage in, something to zone out to. Like right now, this is new, so you can't zone out to it. Let's see here. So first things first, the airbrush class that we took gave us some really good advice on how to create, what did he call it? Atmosphere?
What, the
Filtering on... no worry, you use the account that you got. So to do filtering on your models, so like basically spray them to look like the atmosphere they're in. Like, you know how we use filters in, well, I don't, but people use filters in like the TalkTics and the Instagrams and all that kind of stuff. You can use really diluted paint to do that. So a good way to do that sometimes is to set that up with what is it called? The transparents. I keep calling them clears, but they're transparents. So I got the Pro Acryl transparent set. The G-Dubs are the Citadel paints. Apparently their transparents are really good. They're true to color. But I have a bunch of G-Dubs transparents. I wanted to experiment with a different brand because Pro Acryl from Monument, that's a really good brand too.
Can I see it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to experiment with that. So you kind of like take a combination of like a little bit of water, the matte finish or satin finish, and then some of the transparent in the right balance. And then when you spray it on there, like if you want like a sepia look to everything, you can make it look like that. If you want it to look like a rosy sunset, you can do that. Like, so yeah, gonna try that, see if my skill is up to it. I kept expanding my Emperor's Children. So now I have a Solar Auxilia unit that will be added as an ally. So these are Hermes Sentinel Squadron. Super excited about these. Just to have, tons and tons of options available to me. That, and I was just impulse buying there for a second.
I
Um,
think more the latter.
huh?
I said I think more the latter.
You know what? These actually, I think these, now that I look at them, these might fit better with your orcs than me. Yeah. So I bought my husband some Hermes Sentinel Squadron because he's going to kit bash these for his orcs. I feel like
There's gonna be ground strap in this thing.
these are 100% better for your army than mine. So he gets those now. That's how that works. The other thing I got, the Turbo Dork folks were there, and I actually got to meet Greg, the creator of Turbo Dork, which I love a shiny, shiny paint. And Turbo Dork is like made for airbrush and it's metallic, so just woo. But got a Turbo Dork wet palette, which this one is beyond just cool. So luckily it came with the custom fitted sheets in there. There's 50 of these. But what's even better about it is if you used a wet palette, part of the reason I never used mine was it gets chunky moldy, right? Piece of copper. You leave this in there, that little sponge in there won't get moldy now. This fights mold. I wish somebody had told me that. Can't drop a penny there. I don't think pennies are pure copper anymore.
Gotta use an old one.
Yeah, you gotta use an old penny.
Pre-82.
Pre-82 penny. Thank you, engineers. But here's the wet palette. But then it's also got just a little pink palette. You know those little socket poppy toys? That's what this is. We use those for painting anyway. But this one's just built in. It's got a place for brushes. And I am pro Turbo Dork, so there's that. But yeah, I was super happy to find a pink Turbo Dork wet palette. So now my husband has 2 wet palettes, and I've got this one. Well, the other one's not pink. Why would I want it? Yeah. Why would I want a not pink item when pink is an option?
And a home palette.
If your choices are pink or not pink, what's the right choice?
Well, for you, pink.
Yes, that is.
And for you, I'm going to make pink orcs.
Woo! Pink orcs. Oh, these are just his army he brought with him. We're going to set that over here. Now, he got something really cool. How did you end up with this box? So this is an old Aeronut box.
It's just the orc half.
It's the orc half of Wings of Vengeance. How did you get this? Speak loud.
Doug had a buddy who wanted only the Imperial side of that box, so he was looking to sell the orc side. I said, sure, why not? I've got room in my... This is exactly what I need to fill up my case, fill all the slots of my case. So now I have the models to entirely fill my Aeronautica case.
That's the kind of cool stuff that can happen up here. So, speaking of cool stuff, so he's got this now. Great find. I'm in the process of packing all of our swag. That is one tip, I guess I have. If you fly, you have to figure out how you're going to get stuff back. Because if you fly and you bring a budget to shop with, you need to be able to get the stuff you bought home. So we made a plan for that. The way that I packed this, we ended up with one big empty suitcase. And so now I'm rearranging things. Something else cool. This I really love. This is in the thumbnail. This is from the Lead Pursuit guys. They had tumblers that they gave to those of us that participated. And it says 2025 ADEPTICON on it, Gathering of Eagles. I absolutely love it with several planes on it. And we ended up with 3 of these. So I'm super excited about that. What should we do next year? Should we do... She needs the rest of this water. Should we do your that or that?
It's up to you.
I don't know.
You were going to save that for last.
You're
We got
correct.
the roll haul. The drop zone.
Oh yeah, so we picked up Drop Zone, which we already had some Drop Zone at home. Connor, this is for you. You influenced her.
It was all for the drill and the walker, and the rest of it was just because it was a good buy.
I gotta say, the Drop Zone guys were super nice. How many times did we go by their booth?
17.
A bunch. And I didn't know what any of this stuff was. So every time I would go and he'd give me a list, I'd be like, hey, help me. help this.
They did a good job.
They did a great job. They did an awesome job. There was actually a gentleman there this morning because I went one more time to the vendor hall to see if they had any of the stuff he wanted for Drop Zone. And they did. Hey, Twisted Nerves. Twisted Nerves can paint. You need to check out his channel. And his cat's cute. The cat's what's most important. Yeah, I know, right? And for his children. So we got into the drop zone. So he sent me down there to go buy stuff. I don't know what any of it is. He sent me pictures. But there's this really nice older gentleman who helped me find stuff. He was so sweet. And then the TT games, is that who they're called?
TT Combat.
TT Combat. So I'm new to this system. I don't know everything. Please forgive me.
That's the manufacturer.
Yeah, that's the manufacturer. But the guys from England were really cool. They came over from the UK to sell their wares. Found out there's like one distributor here who does like the vendor distribution for the rest of the states. So that's good to know. But he explain what it is in the drop zone you like. I can't explain it.
The resistance.
The resistance.
The redneck resistance.
Vive la resistance.
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 Two flavors. There's the high-tech resistance and the low-tech resistance. I like the janky look.
He likes the stuff that looks janky. So with the orcs, the reason
we get rednecks in pickup trucks with hunting dogs.
And we're from the South, so we can talk about rednecks. So we're loud. These are our people. So in the drop zone, there is a faction of the armies that drive like janky pickup trucks and have hunting dogs and that's buses, like all that kind of stuff. So that's what he wanted. So went and picked up so much. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 boxes, but they were buy 2 get 1 free. And then the guys also threw in some TT Combat paint for free for the purchase. So that was really nice. And that we need to add these to the bag of paint. Now that I think about it, so these all have to go in the suitcase. I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes packing, which is why I'm doing this now, because it's actually helping me get organized. Now, I'm not sure we can show all of this. I'll just have to roll the screen. Oh, yeah, this I can hold on to. Oh, you got some of their scenery. Cool. They have this cool, easy-to-build wooden scenery. And, of course, this is paintable, but look at that. Is this a bunker?
It's a
Halfling barn. Oh.
I got the farm stuff, the barn and the silo.
Of course. And the silo.
That way when the giants come to steal our sheep, we've got the appropriate scenery.
These look like they're going to be super fun to build, actually. Yeah. I'm interested to see how you like it, so I can decide if I want anything.
I could pass these other ones to you one at a time.
Yeah. One at a time?
2 at a time. Halflings.
2 at a time? Y'all, it's about to get ridiculous. Y'all ready? So, tell them about your halflings. What's the deal with the halflings?
Okay, so the halflings are my Age of Fantasy faction that I played in Age of Fantasy. I bought first I bought some Mantic, a Mantic Halfling Ambush, which are nice. It's a nice kit. It's plastic, but they wear shoes. Halflings shouldn't wear shoes.
Halflings don't wear shoes.
Sorry, Mantic. Halflings should be barefoot. TT Combat though had this shield made an army with little Norse gals with spears and crossbows.
They were cool.
They were riding walruses.
Walrye. Yeah, bear. I know, right? Halflings with shoes.
So I bought that box. So there's 120 halflings in that box, whatever. It's a bunch of halflings. I painted some of them. I still have a bunch to paint, like 80 more to paint. Whew. And I didn't even finish painting the ones that I painted.
Of course not.
I'm working on it. But they had these boxes of halflings, like this one.
Okay, so we're just going to start stacking these in front of the camera.
20 crossbows, shield-wielding crossbows for $5. Here's some halfling spirits, a little short ghosts.
2.
More short ghosts.
3.
Halfling Highlanders, 20 Halfling Highlanders.
4.
What's this one? Oh, Halfling Lady Folk, we got some townsfolk here. They've got bows, they've got
5.
bows, they've got all the things.
I know, the prices were great.
Sand Raider Halfling.
6.
Right, so they have a Sand Raider Halfling as well as the Norse. Oh, we got a little Halfling hero there.
7.
Oh, we got Cavalry. We got
Walrus Cavalry. 8. We're not
more
done.
Braves, more Highlanders.
9.
Thieves. You gotta have halfling thieves. They can show up anywhere they want.
10.
Here's a little goat riding banner guy.
11.
A wild wizard. Another little hero.
12. Oh, we're not done.
Sheriffs. You gotta have sheriffs, right?
13.
Sheriffs for the Shire. You can't have a Shire without sheriffs.
I'm gonna cover my face up here in a second.
Sand Raider shields.
14.
What's this one? More lady folks, because you gotta have lots of townsfolk.
15.
When the Giants come to raid, rocket launchers. Sand Raider rocket launchers.
Rocket launchers for halflings.
Yeah, halflings have rifles too.
16.
More crossbows. More
17. Crossbows. 18.
More thieves.
Oh my god! Husband!
Urchins! You have to show them the urchins.
19.
Urchins are the cutest little halfling kids with slingshots.
They are cute. 20. These are little halfling children that have slingshots.
Crossbows.
Little crossbows. 21.
Walruses.
Is this a legit haul now? 22. I'm trying not to cover up the camera. I'm having to start new piles.
More urchins.
But the urchins are very cute.
The lady folk.
22.
You can't have too many townsfolk.
Whew. 23.
Little short halfling spirits, so we can start a whole halfling graveyard.
They've seen those. 20-something. I forgot now.
More
25. I don't know.
Braves. Halfling braves.
26-ish.
We have so many townsfolk, we needed more sheriffs.
More townsfolk sheriffs.
Ooh,
28.
A fire wizard. That's just one.
29. Ooh, the wizard's cool.
Another little ghost.
On the floor. 30.
More dead halfling spirits. You gotta have ghosts for the graveyard.
Goes for the graveyard. 31.
Crossbows.
32.
Wraith Knights. These are the angry ghosts.
33-ish. I think
more
I've lost
townsfolk.
count.
And I just
34.
accidentally dumped out another box that had...
And another box of
rockets.
bases. So, give them the grand total of how many halfling models you now have.
I made a spreadsheet.
Oh, it went away. Is that your picture that you took?
No, that's the actual spreadsheet.
Yeah, you made a spreadsheet.
439 halflings.
439 halflings.
I'm going to be paying you for a while.
439.
Well, it takes a lot of halflings to get the points.
Here's a stack. Now, here's what makes this even more hilarious. Right, it's a whole shire. I had to cover up my iPad while I was doing this. Huh. And I get to pack all of this. This is, you're primarily using these for one-page rules, right, babe?
Yeah, this is for Age of Fantasy.
This is for Age of Fantasy. So we do a lot of OPR. If gaming is hard for the people in your world, which it can be, some of these systems are very complicated. I love 30K, but it's like getting ready for the SATs to play 30K. It's a job. Another stack. I get to pack all this. Yay.
Careful with this one because it likes to come open.
Yeah. I'm probably going to put this one in a bag, but another one. But yeah, I will get all this put in the suitcase. But the prices were really good, and this is where it's dangerous for matching nerds to get married.
$5 for a $26 box of half.
$5 for a $26 box.
26.
And honestly, he wasn't the only one trying to get them. There was like a pack of like 5 of them who kept walking by TT Combat like every 30 minutes trying to score, because they weren't putting them all out at once. So, but I think he may have got the most of them.
If their goal was to clear out old halfling stock, they succeeded.
I think they were trying to clear them out.
I think they sold like 100 boxes and there were 2 left.
And what's funny, the guy that we do the fantasy one-page rules with, he plays with giants. So he has figures that are this big. But he's got one that I can't even show you on camera how big it actually
The
is.
shark's coming for you, Connor.
So he's going to have like 400 dwarves peeking at the ankles.
Halflings.
I'm sorry, halflings peeking at the ankles of some giants. So, yeah. So, 2 white-collar nerds who match in their nerdity going to ADEPTICON. Choices were
I
made.
got a sticker.
Oh, I'll put this in the sticker stash.
I survived Zombicide.
He survives Zombicide. He had a great OPR game today,
Oh,
actually.
that was so cool.
I got the Supportive Wife Award.
You did?
Because my game, I did Aeronautica this morning. If you didn't get to watch that stream, go back and re-watch it. But it was so much fun.
Played without me.
I offered to run your plane. And Doug wouldn't let me. Huh?
You would have crashed.
I won. I took the towel down. But yeah, go back to Lead Pursuit. I'm sorry, twitch.tv.leadpursuit. Go rewatch. It's hilarious. We had a good time today. Met a new Aeronautica friend. Shout out to Brett. You were awesome. He had like the first gen figures of Tau, so we got to play against those. So beautiful. So great. Memories. Good memories at the Adepticon. So, whew. One more thing that we're doing. Oh, yeah. Finish that thought. If you got people who are not really into the tabletop gaming is very intimidating for them. I will say for Warhammer games, Aeronautica has the lowest learning curve. Now, barrier to entry is finding figures, but because they don't make it anymore, you can get STLs and print it, or get on the Etsy or something and get printed models, because it's no longer a produced property, so it's kind of fair game that way. And we've lucked out. We've had friends who travel and they've been like, "Hey, I'm in Singapore. There's a box of Eldar. You want them?" Yeah. So there are ways, like the way he was able to get those orcs was because somebody that our friend knew didn't want the other half of the box, but happened to have. So when you come to Adepticon, there are trades like that to make, and there was one more, which actually ended up being super funny. This is the finale. Y'all ready? This is the finale. So he, for our anniversary coming up in a couple months, 4 months actually, 3 months. Oh God, it's in 3 months. Wow. So I asked him for something very specific. I asked him for a Rexy from How Ridiculous. You know, the little dinosaur that they keep destroying? I want a Rexy. That's what I wanted. And a Rexy t-shirt. Being who he is, there was more. So before we came here, he said, if you see a box of Warhammer that you want, of 30K.
No, I said Warhammer.
You did say Warhammer. Let me be correct. And if that you want, let me know before you buy it, because reasons. And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, friend Chris comes running in. Was it yesterday morning?
No, it was during Aeronautica.
It was during, so it was yesterday afternoon. He comes running in during Aeronautica, like, whoa, out in the hallway. Someone's got Emperor's Children boxes, the new ones. Ah! And I was like, well, she took off.
Like, he came and kidnapped you in the middle of the game.
He kidnapped me in the middle of the game. He had to finish my game because this was way more important. Sorry, Doug. So I go out there to see the man's wares, and he has the new 40K Emperor's Children box that I'm about to show you, at a really good price. I shall not say what it is because I know you vendors out there have your secrets, and I will keep your secrets. But look at this. It is the 40K. The brand new Emperor's Children. Oh God. Champions of Slanesh box. And y'all know she got an Eidolon and a Fulgrim yesterday. So this comes with 33 miniatures. It's got a Lord Exultant. Ooh, I love that word. We have 10 Tormentors. We've also got 10 Infractors and 12 Noise Marines. And at first, when Chris took me out there to look at this, I was like, I play 30K. These are 40K. And 40K, remember at the end of 30K, all of the Emperor's Children basically are Slaneshified. These count for 30K. So I was like, well, then I'll be John Brown. I'm going to buy it. And when I walked back in with this big box of plastic joy, take it away, husband.
Oh, yeah, okay. So without asking me or telling me that she was buying a big box.
It was 40K.
I said Warhammer.
You did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. There may or may not be another box exactly like this sitting underneath our bed in the gift box that she's not allowed to look in, waiting for our anniversary.
But it turned out to be an unexpected source of joy, because guess what we're gonna do? He loves to orcify things, and I'm hoping I get to do the 30K beginners table. Definitely gonna try to do the heresy event again, but I was asked to enter the doubles this year, but I did not come prepared for that at all. But guess what we decided to do?
We're going to do doubles next year.
We're going to do doubles next year. So now that we have 2 boxes, he's going to orcify.
Orcs of Slanesh.
He's going to orcs of Slanesh, and then I'm going to build a legit Slaneshi army. And so I'll have enough figures, enough models that not only I can do the games that I want, but to have figures that if people want to practice, if they let me do a small table of beginner, that I'll be able to let them use some models as well. But we actually get to build a joint army together. So that is nerd couple goals. Like right here, when I had gone up, because my game this morning finished quickly with Aeronautica. We only streamed for a couple hours, got it done, took those Tau out. Yeah, the Emperor protects as she wears her Chaos hoodie. She's full of controversy. But whilst he was still playing his 1-page rules, so I went back to the vendor hall to see if they have more of these that he wanted.
Oh, that's when you got those at all.
Yeah, that to get them at all. And then I come back down with his bag of plastic joy, and apparently when I left, the guys were like, "You got the most supportive wife ever." I didn't come down to interrupt his game. I was like, "Is this the right stuff?" Not that I can return it, but like, is this right? Turns out it was. Then we went back one more time. So I guess first timer advice: if you are going to plan to come for the whole thing, plan for rest, which we did not very well.
No, we did not.
We got accidental rest.
We chose poorly.
We chose poorly when it came to rest. We basically went into comas every night.
We accidentally skipped a couple games.
Yeah.
And crashed.
Hard. So plan rest. Don't overstuff your day to the point that you won't enjoy yourself. Hydrate. It's not even that they did not have the air on. They did, but there's that many people in there. And
over 8,000 people.
There are over 8,000 people. How many don't know the full numbers yet? I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to hear the announcement on where it's going to be next year. Fingers crossed it's here. Because honestly, this is a great little city. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Milwaukee. So hopefully they do it here next year. Hydrate. It's warm. You will start feeling bad if you're not hydrated, just like if you go to a theme park or something. And then if you think you want to go, start budgeting now for all of the gray piles of shame. I'm sorry, gray piles of opportunity that you will bring home.
I have a lifetime supply of halflings.
A lifetime supply. Like if you're able to put $100 a month away for the next 12 months, that's $1,200 you could take to Adepticon, which will do some damage. Honestly. The vendors, because a lot of them were direct company, there were some decent deals to get. Some of them did on-the-spot sales. Like, it was a good time. But I think that's all of the advice I can give reasonably because, again, it was our first one. And we're already making our plans for next year. The moment we're able to book, we're booking. We're coming back. So, but one more time, thank you to everyone that I got to meet. It's kind of weird being recognized because I don't think I'm there at all. But it's always good to grow community and have people to connect with. Sometime over the next few days, I'll get back into comments. I just really haven't had time. But I do like trying to respond to every comment that I can. But because y'all are the reason the channel gets to exist. You gotta make it next. You're working on a Golden Demon entry? Twisted nerves. He is Golden Demon quality. He's got... Yeah, you gotta get on his channel. Yeah, he does have gold. I do not have Golden Demon work. I make everything shiny and pink. Actually, a friend of ours actually got a mention in Golden Demon. What did Clay win?
I think it was commended.
He got a commended in Golden Demon, which good for you. I wouldn't even get looked at in gold. They wouldn't let me enter. I'd probably walk up there with my shiny purple take, and they'd be like, "No, this is no." So yeah, it's a good time. But we're gonna wind it down so I can finish packing. And we can get some sleep and get ready for tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. If you make it, we just have to plan our own game. Like, we'll just have like a good old OPR time. It'll be great. Yeah, really good. So we're going to bed. Well, no, going to packing, then going to bed. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for being supportive through Adepticon. We are tired. Gotta get some sleep before we fly out tomorrow. I'll see you in the next one.